What? How you doing,
What up?
brother?
What up? What up? What up? What up? It's Friday. I'm
Boy.
excited. I'm doing really good. I feel I got up in a good mood today, so I'm
Well,
excited, man.
that's
What about
good.
you, brother? Yeah, I know, right?
I, you know what, brother? I was telling you off there, and I know it might sound so crazy to some people, but um, I've had roti for the first time in like a year and almost a year and 3 quarters, and I'm telling you, brother, like you, I looked like a kid in a candy store. Like I almost had tears coming out of my eyes. It was so good, so good, and it's all I've ate for like the last 2 days. So the gut's starting to get, but it's all good, brother. It's all good, and I know it's crazy, but when you get to eat these little tidbits and morsels of yumminess, it's awesome. You know what other thing? I realized this morning I don't like donuts and stuff anymore. So my whole sugar kick that
Donuts are bad for you, man. Donuts are bad for you.
they are. But you know what, Ryan? Before I went through all this, I would literally have to, and I was telling my dietitian this morning, I would literally have to convince myself that I did not want 3 donuts every single time I was in a Tim Hortons lineup. It's not just one donut, it's 3. And if I got like
Three.
50 Timbits for the family on Saturday, there would be literally 15 to 20 gone by the time I did the 3 minute drive home.
You're
Like no
cranking those,
joke,
eh?
brother. No kidding you.
So I gotta
Like
ask you, man.
convince myself.
I gotta ask you because, like, for me, if we go to Tim Hortons, I'm the same way too. I'm not really a donut guy. I don't know. I feel like as I get older, I don't really like sweets. I like savory. Like we talked about this quite a
Yeah.
bit. I love nachos.
Yeah.
But
Salty. Yeah.
but I gave up all that stuff too because I got like a personal trainer now. But yeah, when I used to grab donuts, man, like I think Boston cream for sure.
Yeah.
Honey dip and the toasted coconut used to bust. But other than that, like I don't think I've like Krispy Kreme for me, brother, is way too sweet. It's way too sweet
I
to
could have one.
yeah.
And even in my sugar days, maybe 3. No, I could maybe have 3. Um, but, and then that would be it. I wouldn't be able to dust off 6 or 12 of them. No way. No.
Yeah, I can imagine
Yeah.
like even polishing off. It's crazy as we get older and things like that. We get like do our physicals and go with the doctors and just the stuff. And I just remember when as a kid, like the garbage I used to eat.
Yeah.
Just like candy all the time and fast food and all that stuff. And when you start eating like really, really good food, like this is probably like the
Yeah.
first week I haven't gotten fast food at all. Like, my trainer's
Yeah.
on me all the time. He's texting me, that accountability partner, right? But like
Yeah.
even about
Yeah.
donuts, man. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah. So
shout
think of
out.
this. Think of this. This is how crazy it used to get. I used to stand at the Tim Hortons line, and the person would come on, and I'd go, okay, so I get like, I'll get myself a cappuccino, I'll get my wife a coffee, and I'll say, are your chocolate dipped donuts like, are they good chocolate or is it like skimpy chocolate? Did the baker put like crap chocolate on it, or is there a nice decent layer? And they're like, well, what do you mean by that? And I'd have to explain to them what a decent layer of chocolate was before I would order the donut.
Oh, you're that customer, man. You're
My
that customer.
daughter,
Like, get out of here.
my kids are like, Dad, why would you do? And when I ordered Timbits, I'm like, give me all the sugary good ones, none of those plain crap ones, And they're like, oh, Dad.
Yeah, no. I don't blame you for not taking the plain. I always used to be like, I don't want the plain ones until I got dogs because that's the only one that they can eat. So like they'll like throw in like a 2 or something like that in there. So that's what we're talking. We're talking donut talk on Fridays. Let's get to it, my man.
Yeah, for sure. Are you bringing the big man in, or am I bringing?
Yeah, bring the cowboy in. Bring him in, man. All fresh from the saddle.
Brother.
What's going on?
Hey. Fresh out of the saddle.
Yeah, let's go, man. What's going on, cowboy?
It is Fun Day Friday here on Sales Chatter Live. Always a great time to join you, gents.
Now,
so
Jeff,
what are we going to talk about today? What are we going to talk about today?
Well, I want to first talk about something because I know both you and Dean are upset that Ryan's back giving the questions because you guys are having a really good time when I was asking the questions over the last couple of weeks.
I'm afraid of Ryan's question.
There we go. I'm excited. I'm excited to get back into this, and I have been catching it, but for everybody's out there. So, boys, let's get started. So, we're gonna switch it up today. What we're gonna do is I ask a bunch of questions, but what I would like for some of them is actually to give a story. So I want you guys to really reflect on it, and we'll give some time to get into it. But we're gonna start off a really, really, really simple one, and you got to give an answer for every single one. We're not talking transportation today. So, gents, what is one TV show that you really tried to get into, but ultimately you couldn't?
I hear the Jeopardy music.
I don't remember the name of it. Jeez.
Okay, I got one. My wife came across a show called A Million Little Things, and she said, maybe you can let's watch it. So I watched a couple episodes, and I was like, yeah, no, not even interested. I shouldn't say it in that tone.
It sucks, man. No, you're right.
It didn't connect with me at all. Right. I would rather watch Jack Ryan or something. So that'd probably be the first one that comes to mind recently. You know, there's a couple more like some of the older shows. There was one with anyways, whatever. Yeah, that one.
All right, so we'll go with A Million Little Things. Yeah, I really didn't like that show. I thought my wife followed it throughout the whole thing, but I didn't like, especially the kid Theo. I wanted to just punch him in the throat. Little kid. He was so annoying. Yeah, he's so annoying. Cowboy, what do you got, my man?
Jesus God.
Yeah, Cowboy, what do you got for us?
I'm going to be hated for this because I know a lot of people and my friends watch this. This Is Us.
Ooh,
that was the
same
other one.
ABC shows. Yeah, This Is Us.
I just couldn't get into it for some reason. I don't know why. You know, I think I watched maybe the first or second episode, and I was like, "Nah, this isn't me." Yeah.
That was definitely a weird show. I think for me, definitely the one that jumps out the most is Friends. Everybody says how funny Friends is, and I start to watch it, and I'm like, this show's not funny. Like my face is like,
when did you start watching it?
well, yeah, like now, like recently, like within the past couple of years. It's not really like from those things, but you know, I do like a bunch of shows, but yeah, Friends is the one that jumps out to me. Friends is just not a funny show to me, and I don't understand how it got like it was made definitely a cultural thing. Like everybody was watching it back in those days, but yeah, couldn't get into Friends.
I think most shows that I watched as a kid, we've tried to watch a couple, and I'm like, why did I spend so much of my life watching this thing?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I mean, G.I. Joe and He-Man, no way I'll spend as much time. Yeah, I love those shows. But like some of the sitcoms that I watched, like even Happy Days, I was like, yeah, some of it's funny. Welcome Back, Carter. Some of it was funny.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, and even like WKRP in Cincinnati, I used to love that show, and now I'm like, a little weird. MASH, still a little weird. I mean, decent shows, but I wouldn't spend, the time watching 12 seasons anymore.
Yeah,
I think shows come and go in the time.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
90s was the time of TV, MTV, all this kind of stuff. And I remember running home from school to watch MTV music videos. Right?
Yep.
Now it's like, I don't know when the last time I heard of somebody making a music video.
Yeah, me too.
You know what's really interesting though, and again, people are gonna hate me. I didn't watch Seinfeld or Cheers.
Thank you. I was gonna say Seinfeld, but like I didn't want to get hated.
It's
so I'm
not
happy
that I hated it. I mean, there were some good moments in there that just made you crack the hell up. Yep. But I think it was just because of what I was doing at the time. I just didn't have time to like really get into it.
Yeah.
Like others.
See, I loved Cheers.
Yeah.
Mainly for Cliff Clavin. He was like, I loved him. And I did watch Seinfeld. I was kind of like half in, half out with Seinfeld. There would be certain episodes where somebody would say, "Oh my God, they got a soup Nazi, you got to see it." I'm like, okay,
the soup one was really good.
Right?
Yeah. There was a couple. The big salad.
There was a couple.
When George pushes all the old people out of the way to escape the room from the fire, like there was some good points to it, right? But I also think a lot of those shows went on way too long. Like I don't know about you guys, but what I love the most are limited series. Give me 4 episodes, 5 episodes. It's 45 minutes an episode, 3-4 hours of my life, and the series is done. Because you have all of that. I kind of put it like this: if the first time you saw Ted the movie, right? You like roared. Ryan, have you seen Ted the movie?
Yeah. I've seen Ted 1 and 2. I was thinking about it, rewatching it.
Yeah, just like the shock and awe of it, the jokes, the funniness. But when you see Ted 2, I was like, okay, it's funny, but it wasn't as funny as that initial kind of like, oh my God, did he just say that? Right? Like, and did that just happen? So I think that happens with shows too, for me anyways. they become boring. Like even Suits towards the end, love Harvey Specter. But towards the last 2 seasons, it's like this show could have been over 2 seasons ago, and it would have ended on like a really good note. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I agree with that, but I feel, yeah, I was thinking even with these shows, the reason why they run on so long is because people are watching, right? The ratings are there, so they have a reason to like keep writing it out. And I agree with a lot of these shows. They do get over. Like one of my favorite TV shows was Supernatural, and I was watching it from the beginning, and it really should have ended at like season 6, but then they went to like season 19, and it was still good. I was still watching it and stuff like that, but it would have just been more impactful that way. Well, I'll ask that on the opposite. What's a show that you guys have really, really enjoyed, and then you'll go back to anytime? I think for me, it's The Office. Yeah, The Office, and what is it? Band of Brothers. I love Band of Brothers.
Band of Brothers was awesome.
One of the best shows ever. What about you, Cowboy?
Yeah, I loved Letterman and the Tonight Show when Johnny Carson was on there. I mean, it's a whole different atmosphere now, but back then it was awesome. I loved Emergency, Mannix, Dan August. I mean, those were like, or then came Bronson, great movies, and then Barnaby Jones and stuff. I was all into that kind of stuff. I mean, I thought they were great shows.
I miss Letterman actually. I used to watch. I remember like it's funny how like you bring up these things and like certain memories come up to you. Like I remember when I had like an 8-inch like tube TV, and then it would only get 2 channels. It would get channel 3 and channel 4. So I'd have to like plan like my nighttime routine in my bedroom. I was like 6 or 7. No. I was probably like 7 or 8. Just like I'd watch the sports on channel 3, and then I go to Letterman on channel 4. It was good times, man.
Yeah, awesome. You know what? I actually saw the first. I'm not the only one that did this, but SNL, when it first came out, I think it was 76. It was awesome with Belushi and, oh man, just hilarious stuff.
Yeah.
I wish
those early days like that now. Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, Eddie Murphy, like all those early days was SNL were just the best.
Yeah. Best.
What a rinse and repeat. All right, gents, let's switch it over from movies or TV shows to a different question, which I think is a good one here. What is something that you can buy for less than $100 that will change your life?
First of all, a couple of really good books.
Okay, what's give us 3.
So 3 good books, obviously just 2 choices. Rico Rukowski, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I'm going to probably say the 3rd book that's impacted me most is Motivation Manifesto by Brendan Burchard.
Okay, so Dan's going with books. Cowboy, what are you going with?
Man, just such a freaking... I mean,
and it doesn't have to just be work related and stuff like that, because I got
no.
Yeah.
And I'm trying, because you said you didn't want it to be around logistics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think of memories. So, if I could go someplace like with my wife or something just to get away and go for a hike, a dinner or something like that, I think it just kind of changes your life when you spend that time with people and really listen. I mean,
for under $100, you'd have to go for a hike in McDonald's.
Yeah.
No, I don't eat fast food. We were talking about that earlier. I haven't eaten fast food for over 30 years. I gave it up that long. Oh yeah. I mean, I'll give anybody $100 if you see me in a Burger King or McDonald's or Wendy's or any one of them. You'll never see me in it.
With AI out there, brother, I don't know, man. The cowboy eating a Big Mac in one hand and the Whopper.
I shouldn't open up my mouth. Jeez.
And somebody's gonna go, I got it live. Give me $100.
Yeah.
Hey, you know something which was really interesting, and I saw this last night, and it's a great segue when you're talking about AI. Did you see the new Indiana Jones movie?
No.
I saw ads for it, yes.
Yeah, I saw ads for it, but I would never.
Yeah, I saw that last night, and it made, how old is Harrison Ford? Like 78 or something like that?
He's in his mid to late 70s, yes.
Yeah. So in the movie, they somehow took his face and put it on... like an actor that was part of the movie, but it wasn't Harrison Ford because they were going back in history, right? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I looked at it and I was like, here's AI at its best, man. I mean, you got to see it, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Anybody out there that's seen it, you know what I'm talking about.
Well, you can go back a couple of years on that, Jeff, because
I was just gonna say the
no,
Irishman.
we're going
Fast
way
and
back.
Furious. Paul Walker was in one of the Fast and Furious, and for half the movie, he was CGI. He wasn't even.
Yeah.
Because he had died already.
Yeah, midway through or something like that, if I remember correctly. But I'll tell you what, though, Harrison Ford dropped about 30, 40 years off his life in it, and it was all new. It wasn't taken from a previous, trilogy movie and brought into this one. No, it was someone else with his face on it. I was laughing my ass off. I was like, wow.
That's crazy. That's been around for a while, because I remember The Irishman when it came out. That's the De Niro movie. They made Robert De Niro look like he was like 20. True. Like it was like one of those things. So it's really cool. And funny enough, they actually had a documentary on how they made the movie and how Martin Scorsese like did those shots. It's crazy what it's a special camera that they use, and they kind of filter it and all that.
They
stuff.
brought him back to the Godfather days. Like his look was the same look as in the Godfather.
Joe Pesci too.
They also have those makeup artists too. I mean, they're so creative. They can make you look 100 years old or you're 20. I mean, it's amazing. Really amazing. But that just stuck out to me.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, for me, I'm going with something different that I use every single day. That's changed my life. Is a good pillow. Using a good pillow, I got like a memory foam pillow, and it's been the best thing when I go to sleep.
Can you get one of those under $100?
I spent 89. One of those bamboo on bamboo. So hey man, $100. Yeah, bamboo sheets or whatever. They break it up and they put it in the things. But having
gotta be Stacy. Has to be Stacy.
Yeah, it's definitely Stacy. I don't know. My parents always kind of told me one thing is that you always spend the money on the things that keep you off the ground. So like your shoes, your pillows, your tires, what else? Your mattresses. You always.
I haven't bought a plane yet.
Yeah. You haven't been on a plane?
No, I haven't bought a plane. You said it would keep you off your shoes.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you know what, Jeff? That brings us to a good point. I'm wondering what cowboy drives a Cadillac. You need yourself a friggin' truck, brother. Like, where's your
Stang? No, he needs a Stang. He needs a Stang, man.
No. I owned a 68 GT Mustang, and a long time ago. My daughter's got the trucks. My daughter has them.
Yeah.
So nah, I'm out of that.
Well, you know what? You like luxury, right? You want to drive.
I love speed. I really do. I mean, I am a really fast driver, and scares a lot of people. And I've been in some horrific accidents, but it never stopped me from driving fast. And it's I'll tell you what. I don't know. My car's pretty fast, that little Cadillac of mine. So
it is. My neighbor had one, and he same thing. He would get to Buffalo in like an hour and 10 minutes instead of 2.5 hours or whatever. He was like, he was booking down the highway. He'd yell at people in front of him that were doing $140 because he was doing $180, and he would yell at people and just like, get out of the way. I'm like, dude, it's 100 here. You know what I mean? Like, I was white knuckling the 2 times I was in his car, just going to Osprey Valley golf course near us. Took him like 3.5 minutes to get there. It's usually a 10-minute drive, and I'm like white knuckling the whole way. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna have a heart attack before we even get on the first tee. Like, why? We got an hour and a half till our tee time. You don't have to go that fast. He's like, no, man, we just go. We
gotta go. Time is money. Yeah, gotta go.
Yeah.
I would love to get my car out on the in Long Pond at the Pocono 500 racetrack. I always told my wife, you can rent it. I just wanted to see how fast my baby can go, man. I would love to do that, but I would be very upset if I crashed her.
yeah, exactly. Probably. You got to borrow another one.
I'd be very upset if I did that. But
we'd be really upset too.
Hold the track, Jeff. Realistically, if you
stay on your horse, Jeff. Stay on your horse.
Yeah. They're not crashing into anywhere. All right, gents. I love those. I love these answers, and this was keeping up. This one I really, really like. So. Let's get in more into the thing, but let's keep it going. What is, and let's keep this short, guys. What is the best life advice that you would give to an 18-year-old? And it's not your kids, just a random 18-year-old. They came to you and they asked you for advice. What is 3 pieces of that? Let's go with 3. What's 3 pieces of advice that you would give to them? I'll start with Cowboy. I will play the music. Play the music. You guys think about it once we.
Boom.
All right, let's hear it, Cowboy.
Save. Don't go through life and regret what you should have done when you were 18 years old. Follow your dreams. Don't let other people direct you in the way they want you to go. Be yourself and do what's best for you.
Love that you said save first. That's awesome. That is awesome. Dan, what do you got, my man?
What you do screams so loud that people can't hear a word you say.
Yeah, you were gonna say that.
100%. That would be the first thing, and just understand like your actions speak louder than anything.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2 would be live within your means.
Yes.
And number 3 would probably be if you seriously want something, then go all in and do whatever it takes to get it ethically, obviously. But the second that your obstacle is bigger than your why, you're going to lose.
Lose big time.
Yep.
I like that.
That'll be my 3 pieces of advice.
I like
good
that.
advice. Good advice.
Yeah, they're great advice. The first one I would say is memories last longer than physical possessions. So if you want to go on a trip, go on those trips. Number 2, I'm going to go with you value every relationship that you have, because you just never know if it's going to be there again. Somebody might get a heart attack and die or something like that. Live your life as if this is the last time you'll ever get to meet them again, and you'll find our relationships go better. And number 3, take care of your health, man. Health is wealth. I know you're 18 years old and you're burning off all those calories, you're doing all the fun stuff, but your metabolism starts to slow down. You're invincible. So health is wealth, and that will definitely be number 3.
All the way. But you know what? With that, Ryan, I mean, because I used to be that skinny kid that was in pretty good shape. Sometimes things just overwhelm you and you forget about how you felt at that age, and things just start growing on you really, really quick. So you have to have that in the back of your head. I want to feel like an 18-year-old for the rest of your life, man. If you could do that, you'll do very, very well. I wish I did that. I'll tell you that. That's where I failed miserably.
It's all good, my man. I like this next question that we're going to go, and we want to hear from the audience as well for what they're thinking is, what once in a lifetime moment did you experience? Ooh. And I'll start this one off so you guys can think and kind of get the mind kind of going here. My once in a lifetime moment was having courtside seats to a Raptors game. It's astonishing. So, little background of a story. I won these tickets through work when I was a kid working at McDonald's, and we didn't know that they were courtside. Like, our managers were ribbing us. They made it seem like they were like the upper levels. But when we went there and we got scanned the tickets and all that stuff, they're like, the usher kept saying, "Come down, come down, come down, come down, come down," until we were literally courtside, and it was 3 of my best buddies. And that experience to see how talented I've been to hundreds of sports games before, but just to see these guys like right there, like these guys are so big. First of all, just the amount of sheer talent that they have, calling out plays, and just seeing a true professional operate like a true professional. And it doesn't even matter like the top player and stuff like that. I remember it was the Toronto Raptors versus Miami Heat, and Dwayne Wade was like one of the big guys, and Chris Bosh and stuff like that. But that was just a once in a lifetime experience that I was like, oh my God, I cherish that to this day. We had some interactions with the mascots. We just had like an overall good time. And it's one of the memories that will stay forever in because like it's the best seat in the house that we had, and being able to experience that. I don't think any sporting event or any live event has ever come close to being courtside at a basketball game.
So do you mean like to date? Because I look at that and I say, okay, it's a once in a lifetime, but you'll be there again if you want to be.
Well, I think
like it's just a matter of buying courtside.
Well, no. So the question I'm in is like once in a lifetime. We're not talking about the future. We're talking about what you've done up until this point. Okay. Yeah, up until today. So it's something that it's once in a lifetime that you've already done. We don't think about the future because, hey, you can say maybe I'll be there again, but hey, I could drop down tomorrow and die, my man. So that'll be the only time I've been courtside at a game. So it's only on the past. We're not gonna talk about the future.
So me, there's been quite a few, but the one that I'll share is because you can no longer do it, which is climb the Chichen Itza pyramids. So when my wife and
I did that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So when my wife and I went to the Mayan for our wedding, we went to Chichen Itza. And at that point, the pyramids were cornered off. You can literally climb them and go right up to the top in the big part of the pyramid where they would do the fire and like do the signals to the other pyramids. And I stood up there at the highest point above the trees, and you see all the other pyramids and how they communicated. And it was friggin' incredible. And now they've got them barricaded off because obviously with all the people, it's ruining the pyramids, and you can actually never not go on them anymore. So I was able to experience that before they cornered them off. So for me, that would be like the primary thing.
Yep.
About a once in a lifetime experience.
I like that. That's something you can never do. Cowboy, what do you got for us, my man?
Well, actually, two. I'll tell you mine, and then I want to add on to what Dan said because it was pretty amazing. First and foremost, it would be seeing my daughter born. That's number one. Beats anything that I've ever witnessed in my whole entire life, and always will be. Secondly, and I know that I'll never, ever be able to do it again, was to be with my father-in-law when he got his general star in the middle of the Pentagon in Ground Zero. I mean, that is Ground Zero in America, in the middle of that. Like, if there's going to be a strike, that is the place. And I'll never, ever go back and be in the middle of the Pentagon ever.
That is friggin' cool, man.
That is cool, yeah.
That was an amazing thing that I'll never ever witness again in the rest of my life here on Earth. But to get back to Dan, and it's kind of laughable and true. So I went to Chichen Itza. Did you have the opportunity to go to Tulum on the way to Chichen Itza?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is back when my wife and I went there at our honeymoon. So I'll make it short. They had this. Do you remember a huge wall that went? It was a stone wall that went like around Chichen Itza. It was like I don't know, maybe 3 foot tall, waist high, or whatever. Do you remember seeing something like that?
Yes, because it goes all the way through the woods and everything. It like
okay. So ready for this? So that thing is 4,000 years old. Okay, a little over 4,000 years old. So I was smoking at that time, and I leaned up on it. And when you meet my wife, you ask her this. I leaned up it, and like when you're playing that game with the straws and you pull it and the thing tumbles. Well, I leaned on it with my elbow. I leaned on it with my elbow, and I must have hit the right thing. And about 4 feet of it fell down after 4,000 years. And the tour guy went, "Holy shit, he just freaking ruined the freaking thing." I'm not kidding you. The thing absolutely collapsed. And everybody looked at me, and I jumped up. But it was like putting my elbow on this right stone that was sitting there, that it just went rolling down.
He's going, Americans.
I'm not kidding you, man. You asked my wife, man. I think it was standing for 4,000 years old, and I happened to lean on that one stone, and it let loose, man.
Have you guys ever done something in your life that when you look back at it now, you wish you would have appreciated it more?
Yeah. I think everything. Everybody does that, and I think
everybody. Yeah.
I think, you know what, the one that jumps out at me, Dan, is if I remember the last time that I hung out with like my elementary school friends. You know, the last time we played hockey. You know, the last time we hung, you know, those green Transformers, the last time we all sat on one and just like shoot the shit and just like had fun, you know, because like that's the one thing about growing up, you know, I went to a different high school than all my friends did. So I didn't see quite a bit of them a lot. So I think even that, like even my college friends and stuff like that, knowing the last time that, you know, we did a study session and just talked about life and things like that. So I think maybe the last time I did something with like a group of friends or like my family, and I hate to say this and get a little bit deep, but I really wish I enjoyed the last time. Shit. All right, fuck it. I really wish I remember the last time like my parents were together, you know, and you know we were all one happy family. Even though like my dad got divorced, and like it is what it is, you know, that's our life and things like that. But if I can cherish the
I
time
love
that we
that,
were all a
Ryan.
family again. That was it.
Yeah, I love that, Ryan, man.
Oh, thanks.
That is so
good.
true. That really is. That's really true. And it's like, I remember like my mom's last saying before she passed, and it's like, it's those things that just embed in your mind that you wish you can go back and just
Yeah.
go back in the future, in the past, and just
Mm.
one more time. And how would you change that? And how would you keep that feeling in you as you grew older and you appreciate it so much? I mean, seriously, that's big.
I'm with you on that, Jeff. There's many times in my life I wish I had a better relationship with my brother before he died, because you don't, and not to get morbid or anything, but you don't think people are going to go, right? And when I was 30, I lost my brother.
Yeah.
He was 32, and I still remember our last conversation, and it was the best conversation I ever had. And I was like, "You are a pretty cool dude. Like, I thought you were an idiot my whole life." And I remember that. There's also experiences that I wish I really would have taken in more. Right. I remember our good friend Bob McKenna, his dad, through his company, every year used to take people out on a private yacht.
Yep.
And do a tour of the Hudson in New York.
Wow.
So I flew into Jersey, hung out with Bob and Dwight and a bunch of the boys for a couple of days, and then we went to New York City. And I'm on this yacht. It's got like servers and a captain, and it's a massive yacht. And we sat the yacht 30 feet from the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Maybe 50 feet. Watched the New York skyline go dark, then go light, then light up. And I wish I would have, had my camera taken, because that to me is like, I know they have like a restriction now or something with for closeness that you can get to the Statue of Liberty. And like all these rules have changed, but literally we were standing there and like, you have to do this to see the top of her. And then we would coast back, and just being that close. And I was like 19. So you're 19. I'm like, full transparency, I'm looking to find the cute waitresses on the boat, right? I don't really give a shit about that. Like, it was just, and it was,
that didn't happen.
Yeah. No, never. And, so for me, it was more like, where's the bar? Let's get it like 19 drinks into me. Let's go out and party. Let's go do this, as opposed to stopping and just taking in that experience. You said, or Ryan, you said, one of you two, I forget who one now said, go out and experience this stuff while you're young, because those experiences and those memories last longer than things.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, because that's what my wife and I tell our kids now.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go?
Yep.
Go and do it. And but Dad, money's tight. Don't matter. Go do it.
Go make it happen.
Yeah.
Find a way to make it.
You pay a little bit of interest on your credit card. We'll help you out a bit. My son just drove to Nashville. My son drove to Hilton Head, South Carolina to golf, or North Carolina, whatever it was, to golf. And he's been to Nashville, and he's been like, and my daughter's like, I want to go to Mexico with my friends. We're like, go do this, because this is more and more and more material things mean shit.
Yeah.
They mean nothing. They might mean something to you at a certain time in your life, but if you look back and see all these material things that used to mean something used to be so important to you, they're sitting in a closet, or you know what I mean? Or they've been thrown out. It's like the experience, because you can sit here and you just go and you remember it, and your whole body just feels like you're back there. And that to me is like the world now.
Yeah.
The world.
Yeah, something that's funny, because we have a mutual friend, and Bob Senior, the old man, and I are very, very good friends. Yeah. His father. And
Were you ever on one of the yachts that he used to take people on?
He's a great guy, and actually we're going to get together, his father and I, and we're going to go to a bar called McKenna's. It's part of his family. And Bob is a great guy. He owned NCD carriers, and Bob Senior's father used to work for me when I was with Total Logistics, and we created a huge friendship. Bob Jr. is a great guy. I know the whole family. Great people, really, really good people, man.
I wonder if you and I were on the same yacht.
Yeah.
You know what? That's
actually,
so long.
I'm gonna ask Bobby. I'm gonna ask Bobby because he knows exactly who was on it. I mean, I would have walked by you a million times,
of course,
and not even realized it. But I'm wondering if we were on the same yacht going
100%.
through the Hudson.
Yeah, Bob and
That
I
would
are
be pretty
always
cool, actually.
Yeah, Bob Senior and I are always shooting the breeze, and he is, like I said, he's a great guy. I haven't seen him in a very, very, very long time, so we're going to definitely meet up. And secondly, you are so right, Dan, about the relationship that you had with your brother. Your brother actually taught you a lot of things without you knowing it, and that's what you brought to the forefront and with your family of how one should really honor someone's life and go forward with their own life and do the right things. And those regrets are actually positives, even though you think about it all the time. I know you do. It's just a good thing that he actually helped you in that area, that no one should ever do that, and really appreciate the things that they have in life, not just then, but what it brings towards the future.
Yeah. Can I ask you guys one more question before we move on here, Ryan?
Absolutely.
So, things happen in your life. And this is something I'm really thinking about a lot lately. Like when my brother died, I said, one of the things I prayed to when we were at his funeral, I said, Ted, you just watch what I do and I'm going to make you proud. Through the years, I go back to the same old. I reach a plateau. I don't create that goal to go higher. I lose my company, right? I come back, I reach a plateau. I start, like in sales, it takes me 6 months to realize and lose a customer to realize I should have kept going, right? What do you guys do personally when you have this drive to like just accomplish a massive goal or be somebody? I'm not going to say different, but like start thinking of things differently. I'm going to, everyone I speak to, I'm going to leave them better than when when we started speaking, right? And you find that after a couple of weeks, a month, maybe 6 months, maybe a year, that's your new normal. And you kind of don't create that next level until you consciously think about it. What do you guys do to keep that at the forefront of your mind so you're always elevating? Is there something you do? Have you ever even thought about it? Like,
I've thought about it, but I think I think in everybody's lives and their journeys, we don't necessarily have to quote unquote like level up or elevate all the single time. It's perfect, and it's not. And plateau is not a bad word, and it's not comfortable or anything like that. So when I look at myself, like let me give you guys a great example here. Like I've been wanting to get my health in order and all that fun stuff. So what I did was put myself in a position where if I can't be accountable for myself, then I can get somebody to be accountable for myself. So I got like a personal trainer right now who basically helps me with my meals and helps me with all that stuff. And, I was looking up like courses, like boxing classes and different things. But, he went to the gym with me on Monday. He set me up with all my workouts for the week. I know exactly what I need to do in the gym. Instead of me wasting like an hour and a half in the gym when I used to go before, maybe go for 5 days and then be like, fuck it, I'll miss one day and then I never go again. I go in there and maybe work out for 30 minutes max. I go in, do my warm up, do my sets, and I'm out of there. And that's exactly what it is. Even things with like recipes and all that stuff. I basically make it to a point where I can't have an excuse to like not do something. And the other thing too, Dan, is that's been working for me is that I never take 2 days off. Like I know I can give myself one day to like screw around. Like, hey, if I don't want to do anything for one day and like forget all my goals and all that stuff for one day, but I can't let it be 2 days that I do that. I have to get back on the saddle with the thing there. But I think like,
so how long did it take you to get, so from when you realized, when you said to yourself, either in the mirror, Ryan, or when you put your head down at night,
yep,
fuck, I'm gaining weight, I don't feel as energetic, I'm lethargic, whatever those conversations were with yourself, I need to get back to the gym, to when you said, I'm going to get a personal trainer? Like, what was that gap?
It was literally maybe 3 days, because the reason why here's how it, and I believe that there's no coincidences in life. So here's the reason why. So obviously you guys know I talk about a lot. I'm in Toastmasters, right? So we had 2 new guests come in, and guess what? They're personal trainers, Jamie and Dave. And I as VP of membership, like I'm on the executive team, I basically welcome all the new people that come in and get to know them and all those things. And they both said, hey, we're both like personal trainers. I'm like, holy shit, I need somebody to change my life. And Dave, he's like, okay, fuck it, let's do it. What are you doing? Let's hop on a call tomorrow after. And then we chatted for maybe an hour and a half. And then Monday we went to the gym. He drove all the way from Oshawa, which is about a 25-minute drive, to come meet me at my local gym that's like a couple minutes away. And that's what kind of happened. So I think when the universe is big on that, like manifesting, like you've been talking about that.
When you're ready, the teacher will appear.
There we go. Exactly. So that's exactly what it is for me. So I trust my life, man. Like I pray every single day. So at the end of the day, God's guiding my journey, my man. And I learned this from a really good friend. He's basically told me, like he wants to live a life of abundance. And I was like, holy shit, man. Why aren't we all like living like that? I know Damon lives that life as well. It's just, you live that life in abundance where you know that good things are going to keep coming to you. So just keep doing that doing that stuff. Don't be stagnant and anything like that. So I'm excited, man. I'm sore and I'm tired and I miss McDonald's sometimes, but I know the goal is bigger than me.
Hey, Jeff, if you haven't had it in that long, trust me, the Big Macs are a lot smaller now.
Yeah.
Like, have one from you, right?
Yeah, they were like the size of the interior of my hat when I was a kid, and now they're like the size of this.
Yeah, they're like a kid's meal now. Like
it's like, do you guys remember? Now, Jeff, you'll probably remember. Ryan probably won't. The where's the beef commercial?
Oh yeah.
So Ryan, it was a fast food commercial for Burger King, and McDonald's has always had these skinny patties, right? And Burger King has like the Whopper with the big patties.
The fat ones,
so this old lady would like get a McDonald's burger and she'd, where's the beef? And it would be an ad for Burger King, right? So it was a good ad, but yeah. All right, sorry, Ryan. I apologize for taking us on that.
No, but I want to hear Cowboy. I want to hear Cowboy's answer to that.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, sorry.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that's a great question. That's a great question, and I can tell you every day I'm trying to level up. I've been doing that for decades because I'm never satisfied with where I'm at. And it takes it away from my own personal well-being when I really think about it. If I took the goals and objectives that I want to meet on my business side and applied them to my personal side, I would be pretty damn good. I failed to do that, and I know that, and I haven't been taking care of myself, but I'm just an honest person. So, yeah, I mean, I drive my wife crazy because, even in the middle of my sleep, I got this freaking idea, I got to write it down or something like that. And, I'm having difficulty with this. I've got to change that, and immediately I do that. Or I'll call up my partner and I'll talk to them immediately. It's just those things. It's in my blood. I'm a high competitor. Always been that way for decades. And I beat myself up constantly all the time in the wrong ways. I should be doing that on my personal side, but I don't do it, So am I an achiever? Yeah, I am. Am I an underachiever? Yes, I am. When you look at two different sides of your life, your business and your personal, and I know where I'm exceeding and I know when I'm failing. Now I have to make that switch. I've been talking about it just like you, Ryan, getting that personal trainer, getting out there. And, it's getting difficult as you get older. You're not able to do the type of things that you want. I mean, I love running. I can't. Both my knees are gone. So now you have to change those things up. So I got to think strongly about it. But when it comes to decision making on the business, I'm pretty quick. I'm very, very quick on that. So
yeah,
cool.
I think guys, people have that issue, Jeff, because I've had that issue for decades. I had that issue. I would crush it in business, and I'd be paralyzed trying to be a parent. Because I'm like, well, I just don't understand it. And I remember my wife saying, yeah, but you didn't understand business when you got in it. Like, I'm like, yeah, good point. And it's I don't know.
No, you're so right, Dan. You're so right, because I missed most of my daughter's younger life because I was so involved and engulfed in what I was doing that I should have.
I remember going to work all day.
I regret it.
Sitting in my office for the side gig
for
a year and a half. And I remember my wife telling me, saying, we were developing a children's program. And my wife said, you're developing a children's program, but you're neglecting your children. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, isn't that a stab in the heart?
Always been dead straight with me. Like that was one of the things when we first got together. It's like, and Ryan, I mean, I honored Ryan just the other day because he's dead straight with me, and it's like, listen, this is what I saw, and this is what I think you need to change, and I honor that in people that actually say that, because so many people just are yes people.
Yeah,
and to me, it's
not me.
I mean, I remember working with Bob Proctor's right hand lady. And she was like, okay, well, we need to change this. I'm like, okay, and change it. She's like, for somebody that like I'm giving what I feel like is like 1% right, 99% wrong. Like, you're taking it like a champ. And I said, well, how else would I take it? Like, it's constructive criticism. You have and I believe we all do when we're trying to help people. We have a desire for them to be the best they can be.
Absolutely.
Right? I guess I'm sure there's people out there, but I refuse to believe when people say I'm going to help you, they don't try and sabotage you. Right? Like, who wakes up in the morning and says, I can't wait to
I'm going to go screw that guy.
Yeah. I wake up in the morning, man, I can't wait. There is, I guess, because, scams exist, right? So I can't wait to tons of people over today and take their money. But I just want to believe that the majority of the world does not operate in that. And I want to believe anybody that I connect with does not operate like that. So
there we go.
Sorry, buddy.
It's all good. So let's wrap up with one more question. And so it's a fun, easy one. Let's do this one.
End it on a really good note, because I want to have a damn good weekend, Ryan. So don't go fuck us.
Oh, shoot. Okay, maybe I gotta read just.
Talk about the pressure. That was
I know. I was like, oh my god, this one was a fun one, but I'm like, is it that fun now?
that was a John Dutton statement right there. We got
screw this, because we're gonna stick to it. We stick.
All
to
right, let's go.
Okay, so what is something that is hard for you to resist if you see it on a restaurant menu? So we all have our things that we think about, but it's got to be something that we just can't resist.
What do we have? About 13 minutes left? I don't know.
Yeah.
Chicken wings.
And here, actually, no. Forget this. Here, let's do this, boys. We'll do, because we want to stretch it out a little bit, we'll do app, main, and dessert. Let's have some fun with this one. Ooh. So let's think about this. We'll play the Jeopardy music, and then we'll have, I want you guys to really think about this, that you guys kind of see. So in 2 seconds, let's, and then for the audience as well, what if that is hard for you to resist?
Caesar salad for an app, chicken wings for main course, and dessert used to be chocolate lava cake. If there was a chocolate lava cake or anything like a brownie sundae, I would always get it. But now dessert, I don't even eat.
Boo! Wait, hold on a second. Dude. All right, Cowboy, what do you got? App, main, and dessert, my friend.
Appetizer, oh man, there's so many too. Asparagus, surf and turf with a tomahawk steak and a 2-pounder lobster.
So hold on.
And tiramisu for dessert.
Tiramisu. Ooh, you gotta
eat a 2-pound lobster tail and a tomahawk steak.
I used to be able to do it, and it's kind of
hard. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, brother, that is like this much food, and our bellies are like this big.
Hey, you know something that's really funny, because down in Texas, I forgot the name of the place, but they have a 64-ounce steak that if you can eat it within an hour, you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, there's a big.
I tried it, and I came up a little short, but I was a lot younger, and let me tell you something. You look at a 64-ounce steak in front of you.
Well, in the end,
I'm telling you, it's
like
massive.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I don't eat beef, so I don't know what the feeling's like. But
I'm a carnivore. I'm a carnivore, man.
There we go, man. Teach your own. All right, let's go.
My mouth's watering for the first time in a year and a half, Jeff.
Well, now we all got to go to dinner, and now we know what everyone's getting. We can have the we can send in our order before we go.
I can't wait for that, man. Let's find that place.
Let's find that place. For me, it's gonna be app. Always gonna be nachos. Always love nachos. My wife and I actually thought about starting like a TikTok of us, like we eat nachos like every weekend, nachos and breakfast food. So we're actually thinking about starting a TikTok of like us like reviewing different nachos around the city. I don't know. I think we'll do it, but that's
a good idea, brother.
Yeah, we're nachos people. Main, I'm gonna say. So Dan and I met at this restaurant called State and Maine. a couple years ago, and for lunch for my main, I got like this spicy salmon poke bowl.
I knew you were gonna say fish. I knew
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So like brother, like Dan, you don't know this, but like after that day, I got it the next day delivered Uber Eats to my house, and then my wife and I went like 3 days after. But yeah, that spicy salmon poke bowl, it's got like cabbage, it's got like brown rice, the ahi tuna, the edamame, like it's
I'm pretty sure I had chicken wings that day, and I was going, "What the fuck is he eating?"
It's all good food, man. Good food. And dessert, I'm a creme brulee guy. I love hearing
that
crack.
too.
Are good.
I love hearing that crack. So I'm a creme brulee. But
and I love stuff sole.
Oh, yeah,
nice
I love that
meat.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I gotta go to lunch. I'll see you later.
Yeah. We're gonna wrap up here. It's pretty. So, but other like, I gotta get your guys' opinions and the audience opinions. Did you guys miss me like being the game host, or was Dan so good? Like, I'm waiting for the.
Well, I mean, I was good, Ryan. Don't get me wrong. I was really good, but I did miss you, brother, because I like the questions you use. I think I got a little too deep, especially for Dean. He was like,
yeah, he's like, I'm never coming back.
Yeah.
I'll see you down today, but
forget Fridays. That's why he's not here today. But you know what? It's fun. It's really cool to do these things, and we're just excited for everybody, the audience. I want to thank everybody, for spending their week with us. I know Dan and I are back to this full time, and we got some amazing things in store for everybody that's coming along. So this is Sales Chatter. If you're new here, our mission is to help 10,000 reps generate $1 million in gross profits in under 1 year. So that's what our big mission is. And we try to give those tips and tricks to kind of go there. We are on YouTube. We want everybody to subscribe to our YouTube channel, so the Sales Chatter Live, and basically go down to our website. We've got some really cool resources that are coming up, and the replay. You got to hit the replay. You're like, I can't join you, Dan and Ryan, at 11 o'clock every day. So we're like, you know what? We're thinking of you. So what we do is that we put our audio podcasts on TuneIn Radio, on Spotify, on Apple, all the amazing resources, so you can download it when you're going to the restaurant that you're thinking about what are you going to eat, or you're thinking about going with your family and having that amazing time with them, or taking your dogs for a walk, which everybody does. Make sure to download and listen to us and let us know what you like. Give us some feedback. Anything else that I missed there, Dano?
No, buddy, you rocked it, man.
There we go. And I can't thank enough. Thank you enough, the Bodacious Cowboy, Jeff, for always being a great supporter of the show. Just really quickly, tell us what you got going on for next week, and then we'll wrap this bad boy up.
Yeah, on Monday the 24th, I have a great guest on the Storytelling Chronicles, Ingrid Brown, professional driver, acts like a lady, drives like a boss. Can't wait to have her on the show.
Acts like a lady, drives like a boss.
That's awesome.
That's it. And I'll tell you what, I also have a new podcast coming out in the next couple of weeks called The Table Club. Targeted viewpoint discussions. I got Dean coming on board. I got Jason Miller coming on board. I have Ari Ash that's going to be joining you. It's going to be a great conversation. Try to put a little bit of twist because Ari talks to a lot of shippers, and he is the chief editor for the Journal of Commerce. So it's going to be awesome to have all those three, as well as myself, in these conversations to give people options, alternatives, and maybe solutions to some of the problems that they're having out there. It's going to be good stuff.
Love that. So we'll see everybody bright and early on Monday morning. Take care, everybody.